A lovely night, isn't it? So this is where you've escaped to. I've been looking for you, you know. In fact, many people have. Because they want to share a dance with you, of course. With Lazoria's twice-dead crown now married, you've now been dragged to the center of the stage as one of the most desirable and eligible people in the entire kingdom. Dare I say, it may be even the entire continent. Yes, really. You've been on the receiving end of several very interested gazes. Or haven't you seen them? Scared them? I'm sorry, but I'm afraid not. While you usually cut quite the intimidating figure with your sword and armor, it's a different story tonight. I assure you, tonight is very different. Oh, but it is. You see, with the twice dead now busy with their newly betrothed, it's the first time many people are seeing you away from their side. Many of them have also noticed that you look particularly good in formal attire. Incredibly good, if I might say so. What, did you think my own gaze would not be caught by you? I think that you would know better by now. My eyes are always drawn to you, no matter the circumstance. But tonight, you look even more radiant than before. It's got my thoughts quite a bit tangled. Come now, Brightblade. You should know better than to expect me to not flirt with you, especially given how nice this gilded armor looks on you. Yes, I'm aware that it's purely ceremonial, but that does little to distract from how good you look in it. Though, distracted is the exact word I'd use to describe what I am, thanks to how you look. Oh, very. I'm almost ashamed to say that when I catch sight of you, I can't help but fall prey to my urge to stare. I'm sure I've looked quite rude to all my dance partners, glancing over their shoulders to look at you. Most certainly they are. I'm sure by now rumors of my ill-mannered ways have begun to spread through the rumor mill. An odd case, given that I'm sure the gossips of the kingdom's courts would find the true story even more entertaining and worthy of their time. The sole ruler of Cancarius, the Wild Flame, vying for the affections of the Brightblade of Lazoria, having held affections for them for several years. That would be something even more worthy of the incessant warbling. It would be quite the mess to deal with, though I have to say, part of me quite likes the idea of my affections being uncovered by the courts. I know, you're not so fond of the idea, and I understand why. Truly, I do. My mind, the rational parts of it even agree. But there's still part of me that wish to let words slip about my feelings. At the very least, so that all my advisors would finally quit pestering me about finding someone to court. That answer is obvious, I should think. Of course, there are emotional reasons behind such logic. What a ridiculous question to ask. Yes, my heart does beat for you. However, just because I love you doesn't mean that I shall dull any sharp words I send your way. Oh, then do you plan to weaken the strength of your own words as well? Then no, I don't believe that I will. What fun is a battle if neither of the opponents are willing to fight? Your thoughts and mine are one and the same on that matter. It's why I always enjoyed sparring with you. No matter the circumstances, you always rose to my challenge. You never held anything back or shielded away from me. And even when I lost, I appreciated that. You know, it was during those sparring matches that I always felt closest to you. Because it was during our fights that I alone had your full attention. That fire in your eyes, those wicked words, that grin like a blade you could hold to my throat, all directed at me and no other. It was an exhilarating feeling to know that I was the sole person in your thoughts. Even if those thoughts were primarily about how you could take me down. Even before I knew what words to put on my feelings for you. I still wanted to be a permanent fixture in your thoughts. You may say that, but I seem to recall that you would challenge me to a duel just as many times as I would challenge you. Then I assume that you enjoyed our sparring matches just as I did. That ruthless executioner Brightblade thinks that I, a mere royal with guards to protect them, can prove to be a challenge? That may be the highest compliment I've ever received. Yes, I might still be a skilled fighter, but I hardly have the same renown as you. Few names strike fear into the hearts of our enemies and allies alike like yours does. Only our two kingdoms know you to be a human as any other, rather than a specter of death and demise. Oh, I'm certain that no member of my court would even begin to imagine what I was like as a wayward. They would be scandalized to realize that we used to fight each other as mercilessly as we did. The amount of blood we could spill from each other in less than a minute was impressive, to say the least. I think some of my very first scars were received at your hand. Hopefully, you received some of yours from me as well. Good. I'd hate to be the only one bearing souvenirs from our time together. It would be far too greedy to keep all the injuries for myself. All this talk of dueling has me feeling rather full of want for another fight with you. Very much so. I always am, but at this moment, that craving is particularly strong. It's quite overwhelming, actually. Almost the only thing I can think about. Am I remembering correctly, or was I not shown a rather impressive training ground when I was taken on a tour of the castle? Excellent. Then it will not be much of a journey at all. I plan to spar with you, of course. Haven't you been paying attention to our conversation at all? And what if we do? It's not either of our weddings. Even if our absence has become of note, which I realize that it very well may have. I doubt that anyone would come looking for us at the training grounds. Certainly not when an event as grand as a royal wedding is taking place. I'll admit that Ryzen might, but given how it's his wedding, I highly doubt that he will be able to escape the crowd of well-wishers. Yes, I know. It's an odd feeling to call him by his name after so long, but, well, when an ally invites you to their wedding and tells you that they miss your friendship, you tend to drop the formal titles. Thus, I promised that I shall call him Ryzen more often, though I often find myself slipping and calling him the twice dead. Well, our allyship is set in stone, is it not? This wedding did exactly that. Hence why we've been able to talk so freely all night. and why I was given such a thorough tour of the castle. I was even able to take note of the quality of your training grounds, which I distinctly recall to be rather close to us now, aren't they? Ah, now you're getting that look in your eyes. You're beginning to crave the same as I, aren't you? You want to spar with me just as much as I want to spar with you. It is reckless. I know that just as well as you do, and yet you still want to, don't you? That's precisely what I wanted to hear. Shall we then? It's a wonderful time of night for an unarmed duel in our finest clothes. Excited, are we? You're walking fast. Am I? I hadn't noticed. Perhaps we're both excited. Then what about a race? We could race each other to the training grounds, just the same as we used to. True. These shoes aren't good for much of anything, much less running. I suppose we'll just have to walk. You're moving a bit fast, Brightblade. Are you trying to beat me there? So then you're not walking faster than me because you want to say that you won in the race that we agreed we weren't having? You're incorrigible, you know that? Slow down. The armor looks far too uncomfortable to walk in, let alone trying to run. Besides, I would hate for you to waste your energy on trying to beat me when I'm clearly going to win anyway. As I said, I win. Now, Brightblade, you shouldn't throw stones when you live in walls made of glass. I wasn't the first one who tried to play dirty, was I? You can hardly blame me for winning a game that you set the rules for. You can blame the armor as much as you want, but we both know that I was going to win either way. Then I suppose we'll need to have a rematch at some point, won't we? We might even have to start keeping track of wins and losses. Of course, we're allies now, remember? This marriage between our kingdoms has made it official. That means that visits between us will be much more commonplace. With more visits will come the opportunity for us to compete more. And if that's the case, a record might be helpful to have, so we know which one of us is truly the better of the two of us. You're rather confident in yourself, aren't you? I didn't say it wasn't for good reason. You've proven your skills time and time again and are a worthy competitor in every arena you might enter. No one is debating that, least of all me. However, it's as you said, we're equals in regard to our training and background, and I still keep up with duels and competitions. Even with all your skills, you know as well as I do that only a fool would predict the winner of our duel before we even started. Perhaps, yes. If I were someone else, that might be the case. However, I'm not. And that's something that drew you to me more than to any of the others. I always give you a challenge. You love the thrill of the fight, and that's something that I always provide. You can't deny that. Exactly my point. It's only enjoyable if you don't have to hold back. You've never had to hold back with me, have you? Likewise, I've never had to pull a single strike when fighting you. It's what makes me so addicted to you. To fighting you, that is. Feeling rather flirty, are you? Those words of yours reek of roses and honey. If it's an attempt to distract me, you should know that it won't work. No, as a matter of fact, it won't. I've had romantic feelings for you for a significant amount of time. Trying to fluster me by reciprocating my affections will do little to throw me off guard. If anything, it will only excite me even further and make this fight even more enthralling. Did you expect anything less? Given what you know of me, I should think that this would be an obvious outcome. Maybe when I was younger, it might have. If I was still young enough to be afraid of breaking our friendship, my heart might beat like a wild bird as panic overcame me. However, I know better than to let those flighty thoughts cloud my mind, especially in regards to you. Yes, especially you. You are at the center of my romantic affections, and have been for a while. That alone has complicated the way I think of you. That, combined with everything we've been through, had my thoughts fairly muddled for a while. For a while, I wasn't sure how I should feel or what I should think about you. It wasn't until you'd captured me that I finally realized the truth of the matter. The truth is that no matter what you know of my feelings, and no matter what I tell you of them, you won't leave me. Even when I was afraid that my attraction to you would turn you against me, you wouldn't have. And even if I had been afraid of your feelings towards me, I would have never turned you away. Do you know why? It's because we were never meant to be apart. More than that, we never wanted to be apart. Certainly not for our entire lives. We've been drawn together time and time again, and though it might not always have been in ideal circumstances, I would not have changed a thing about our time together. Merely being able to catch a glimpse of you during a formal event or hearing rumors of you from traveling merchants was a miracle. Every last interaction was a blessing, and I could only beg to have more of you. Because I've seen all of your guarded reactions and stoic glances in my direction. I've seen your tense posture, your cold expressions, your monotone words. I've seen all those and more. And I've seen all of it fall to the ground in front of me. I've seen the way your eyes search for me in every room and soften when you catch my gaze. I've watched your firm scowl turn into a smile when you hear my voice. I've heard the warmth that sinks into your tone when you tease me like only you can. I've seen all of this and more, and I know this above all else. This world may drag us apart, but we will always find our way back to each other. There may be times when we are torn from each other, but I will always come back to you. And I know that you will always come back to me as well. That's why I feel so comfortable to speak each and every word that my heart urges me to feel. I know that as achingly romantic as my feelings might be, you will not leave me. For as much as I flirt and tease you, and for as much as you roll your eyes and taunt me in return, you and I have never left each other's side. That was how we were then, and how we should always be, together. And what if I am? What if my thoughts are turning to those of a romantic nature? Is that really so strange at this point? You say that as if there is a time and place for emotions. You should know by now that you don't get to decide when you feel or how you feel it. You just learn to live with them. Because those feelings are never a burden, I cherish them. Every stray thought or memory of you, no matter the time or place, can find me with a smile on my lips. My affections and adorations are not something that get in my way or annoy me. Rather, I enjoy them, savor them even. My love for you is something I would die for. I would rather my heart be ripped from my chest than to have it beat for someone else. I've said I would die for you before, but I wonder, did you know how far those feelings extended? Even back then, did you know how devoted I was to you? Because I am. I forever will be. I will die before my love for you fades. You know my words are true, don't you? I can see it in that look in your eyes. You find no lies in my words because there are none. There's no reason for them. Then may I speak another truth? I know I don't need to ask, but when I finally say these words, there will be no way to ignore what they mean. Are you sure you're prepared for that? I'm not trying to delay this conversation. I'm simply not sure what will happen after I say this. What will become of us after I say this? You're right, of course. It's as I said, no matter what happens next, we will always be drawn back to each other. My apologies for forgetting. I suppose I was getting caught up in my own thoughts. Yes, I know, but we all make mistakes. I'm allowed to fall prey to my own thoughts every once in a while, yes? Now you're just teasing me. So rude. So mean. You're going to make me cry. I shall never cease to be amused by how your teasing is the quickest way to calm my nerves and steady my mind. Thank you for that just now. It's much appreciated. I'm not trying to stall. You're just being impatient. Fine, then I'll just say it. I know that you love me, and I do mean that. I know, without a trace of doubt, that you love me. Your eyes, when you look at me, your smile when I say your name, your posture when I stand next to you, your hand when I reach for it. You have shown me your love time and time again. I might say my desire for you with words, but you say yours with actions, and I can read them all. Every glance and whisper has shown the way your love for me has grown. It's in your heart, like it's a part of your blood, coursing through you and keeping you warm on the coldest of nights. You can't separate it from yourself anymore. You love me. Ah, there's that smile. I'm right, aren't I? You do love me. Then why don't you say those words for me, my love? Even so, I'd appreciate hearing it in your voice. Oh, quit teasing me, would you? Just tell me that you love me. And I love you too. Now, was that so hard? You know, this is far from where I expected tonight to end. But when I think about it, it seems almost inevitable. Yes, inevitable, because truly how much longer could we have resisted each other? Even tonight, when I told you I wanted to spar, once we were standing across from each other, all I could focus on was the way your eyes looked at me, a fire to rival that of stars. All I could think about was how I couldn't care less about fighting you, because all I wanted to do was kiss you. Of course, I still do. It's all I can think about right now. Oh, you seem interested in my thoughts. Can I assume that you've had the same thoughts before? Then perhaps, if you're interested in that idea, we should indulge in those thoughts. Then kiss me, love. I would hate for either of us to wait any longer. Well, that was... For all the time I've thought about kissing you, I don't think anything could have compared to finally feeling your lips against mine. I know I'm the more talkative of the two of us, and yet my mind can find no words to describe it. Yes, that might work. Kiss me again. Let's see if I can find any words to borrow from your tongue. It appears that I still find my mind devoid of any words besides 3. I love you. Maybe so, and yet you love me anyway. By the gods, you are the only heaven I should ever need. So long as I have you, I should need nothing more. You are everything I could ever want. Tease me as you might, that smile on your lips says that you agree. I just realized that now we really are going to have to announce this to our courts, won't we? Imagine what an uproar we will cause. But not tonight. It would be bad form to announce our relationship at a royal wedding. Tonight in that castle is their night. However, out here, tonight, it's just you and I. You and I, as it always should be. As it always will be. Then kiss me again. The night is short, and I plan to spend every second of it with you, and only you. Kiss me again, love. I swear that I will never tire of this, my love. I will love you until death, and then beyond.